Thank you for calling. Can I please get your name and... Perfect. And can I get you to verify your date of birth? Perfect. And what can I do for you today? Miss Ma'am, can I help you? Do you have a tinkle? Puppy's outside? Puppy's outside. Okay, let's go. Hey boo, and welcome to my channel. I'm Ann. This video I've been meaning to make for a really long time. You know, some months have gone by, but your girl was able to make a script so I could write it all down and try and make some kind of sense as to what's going on with me mentally, very much physically, and very much emotionally, okay? Also, if you're not new around these parts, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into why I am miserable and pregnant. I know, it's quite the bombshell. I'm aware. It's not like I was trying to keep it a secret or anything. It's just that I'm going through a lot of emotional stuff right now, considering how the pregnancy even happened. Now, don't get me wrong, I know sexual education is not the greatest, at least in the school district I went to, but I'm still very confused. Over the past few months, for sure, I can tell you that I have been 100% miserable. Within this pregnancy specifically, you know, I've been extra cranky, extra drained, unmotivated, nauseous. I mean, the list goes on and on, okay? So while we talk about that, I'm gonna go ahead and try and make myself feel a little better, just a little bit, by putting on some makeup. This is my first time doing a green screen in a very long time. The very first time I did a green screen, it came out absolutely miserable, and the experience of editing was miserable. So I'm gonna try and, fingers crossed, you know, find some wood, knock on it, hope that this one comes out great or better. You can tell this pregnancy has been getting to me too, because my lips, don't zoom in, don't get too much into my business. I've been picking and picking and picking and picking like no other. Like, I'm talking zone picking. I forget that I'm picking my lip until I see blood on my nail and I'm like, ooh, stop it.
Get some help.
If you care, I'm gonna try and list the makeup down in the description box below, just in case you're curious as to what I'm putting on this canvas. But if not, don't worry about it, sweetheart. Anyways, back to why I feel so miserable, other than the pregnancy. Well, it's got a huge part to do with it. I'm not very good at hiding or concealing my emotions. It wears on my face like glove on a hand. Like, it's just there. There's no doubt. I can look at you in your face and be like, yeah, I'm fine, but my face will tell you, if you don't get the fuck out of my face and leave me the fuck alone. Being fake is not one of those things that I you know, that class, I missed it. The only thing I can find myself ever being really comfortable with is name brand clothes and shoes and jewelry. Like that, I'm totally 100% okay with being fake about, okay? Because stunt for who? And why? Emotionally, I can't do it. Now, do I need to share this huge announcement with anybody? Technically, no. But like I said, because it is affecting me emotionally, I know it's gonna pour out into some of my videos, and I don't want you guys to, like, I'm looking for my makeup brushes because I've never prepared. Oh well. I don't want you guys wondering, you know,
what the hell's going on with Aunt? Why isn't she so perky? Where's her energy? Where's, you know, give me something, boo, give me something.
I'd much rather you be informed and included on the chaos in my life, you know? We family now. But anyhow, not being able to hide my emotions and trying to film at the same time would only make things increasingly awkward. So, you know, and then on top of that, hello, big belly, when and where did and how? Who, what, when, where, how? You know? So let's go ahead and take it back.
What we gonna do right here is go back. Way back. Back into time.
Ooh, you dirty? My husband and I have been married for a total of 13 and a half years. Our anniversary is coming up in August. Lord bless him, because I don't know how he seems to tolerate me. But he does, and I love him for it, and I love him and all that jazz. Anywho, so we've been married for 13 years together. No. We were married for 11 years, together for 13 years. Can you tell math is my strong suit? And within that wonderful time of us spending being in each other's face all the time and having to deal with one another, we have managed to create 4 beautiful children. God, I miss this pencil. I'm so glad I just gave up about another one instead of just being stubborn. I'm trying to look for the other.
You know much about the nightmares will happen, but I think so. So maybe you can gain more success by me teaching you how to play. That's all I wanted to tell you.
Well, thank you. My computer's making noises and I don't know why. I'm doing this on my lunch. Hopefully it lasts. It's a double day, okay? I'm working and working and working for y'all. Anyways, when my husband and I had decided to have one more kid after my son, I wanted another one. Ever since I can remember, I've always wanted a big family. Like, I remember hanging out with my childhood friends and, you know, us talking about our futures, what we wanted to do, if we wanted to get married, if we wanted to have kids and how many, playing house, just living it up. Living our best life, okay? At the ripe old age of 9. I think younger than that, actually. I've always told myself that I wanted 4 kids and I wanted to be married and I wanted to have a house and I wanted to have a good job, bring in good income and all that hoopla. And then I got older, had my daughter, and realized I don't want that many damn kids. I already have 3. I'm good. Like, at first, I was all for it. I was like, okay, cool. Let's just live up to the childhood dream. I'm gonna have 4 kids. It's gonna be amazing. Literally, I wanna say around the time my daughter was 2 to 3 years old, I said, fuck that. No more babies. No thank you. I'm content with the blessings I already have. You tie that in with my depression that I was going through and my emotional I was stable emotionally, bitch. Are you clean? Yes, you just look dirty. Just where I was in life in general, I was just not in the right mindset. I didn't feel like I was even responsible enough to have any more kids. So I had the conversation with the husband, you know, and he was all upset because he never really wanted to have children. You know, you let him tell the story. He never wanted kids. He had his 1 kid and then he had another kid with his second wife. That's a mess that I am not gonna get into with y'all today. And then he decided, you know what? I don't want any more kids. I think I'm good. I think I'm good with the 2. And then, you know, our relationship progressed and then he just decided, you know what? I want to make a whole Brady Bunch with you. Aren't I a lucky bitch? But when I had told him that I didn't want any more kids, it took a lot of conversations and a lot of deep diving for him to finally understand and to come to terms with us not having any more kids. We had our daughter. We were going to be fine. We got our little family. We're continuing to build. It's great. No more babies. You know, I always think it's funny how when you think you have your life planned and set in place, the universe just comes and kicks you right in the balls. Because right when I was going to contact my doctor to go ahead and, you know, put me on some kind of birth control so we don't have any more children, after he had finally agreed that we weren't going to have any more children, we conceived Beau. Child number 4. I know how he was conceived, okay? I remember. But I thought for sure I had my stuff on lock. Like, I knew it wasn't going to be a possibility of any time soon. A freaking Einstein over here. I'm a genius. I know everything. But around that time, I was working, again, 2 jobs because I just can't, I don't know what it is. I can't be a stay-at-home mom for too long. It's like, it's nice having a vacation, but I need money. I like to shop and I don't like anybody else falling victim to my addiction. Anyways, I was at work and at the time I had worked at AM/PM and I was making my little money so I could save up to go to an NCT concert. And one day I walked by the condiment aisle and I pulled a full-on Homer Simpson. I walked past the ketchups and the mustards and the mayonnaise by the hot dog stuff and I was like, oh my God, what I would do to take a packet of mayonnaise and squirt it right in my mouth and just swallow it whole. That sounds so good right now. That face you just made, I made the same face as soon as I finished that thought. Cause what the, and like I said earlier, like I can't hide nothing for nothing. So my not my supervisor, my coworker at the time asked me what was wrong. And I told her what I just told y'all. And she looked at me the same way y'all looked at me and was like, are you sure you're not pregnant? And I said, girl, no, absolutely not. Me being pregnant, that's not a thing. Okay, I got my 3, I'm good to go. I'm ready to live my best 30-plus-year-old life. I rushed home, I sure did. I stopped by and I grabbed a test and I peed on it as soon as I got home. And when I saw those 2 pink lines, okay. Baby, I was pissed. I was so mad. And I can remember the husband was in the middle of playing Battlefield. I forgot where it even left off. My phone, I ran out of memory. How I run out of memory? I can't speak. I'm in shock. How I run out of memory on a terabyte? And now Apple got me wondering if those scams about your iCloud space, needing more iCloud space, is true or not, huh? Is it true? Is it true? Because you're not going to get any more of my money, okay? You'll have to fight Temu for that. Right. So he was in the middle, the husband was in the middle of playing Battlefield. And I damn near shoved the test in his face. Because what the fuck is this? Why are there 2 pink lines on this PP Pregger stick? Quickly now. And you know what he had the nerve to say to me? Do you know? He looked at me dead in my eyes and said, right on. Sir, the fuck you mean right on? And it wasn't just like a, oh, right on, that's cool. It was like, right on, like excited. I'm glad you're excited, because now I'm suspicious. Are you plotting on me? Y'all, the way my eye twitched, oh my Lord. I haven't used this palette in so long. This is the Pure. I don't know how you say it exactly, but it's, you know, a Barbie palette, and it's so freaking cute. I've used it like a handful of times, but you know, I'm just gonna be a basic Betty, nothing fancy. Anywho, now before the demise of women's reproductive rights came into play, okay, I've always been on the side of minding my motherfucking business. Personally, for me, I can't do it. Smortion is not an option for me. It's just simply not. That's my choice, and I'm cool with it. That doesn't mean that I have the right to dictate what everybody else should do. I say all of that to say that should I ever find myself in a predicament where I wanted a pregnancy and something were to go, I don't know, left, for example, I would want that to be a possible option should it be very much so life-saving and not have to drag it out to where I'm literally gossiping with death. I don't want that to be an option. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure they're cool. I'm just not ready to be at that time frame by somebody else's choice. You get what I'm saying? Anyways, we're not gonna harp on that for too long. We're gonna move on. Needless to say, I was blessed with an 8-pound baby boy who apparently is everything I didn't know I needed. So, kudos to one of my favorite headaches. His birthing experience was easily, hands down, one of the most painful things I have ever been to. He is a 2020 baby, and if you can recall the good years of 2020, and yes, I'm being very sarcastic, because what was good about 2020? 2020 was so horrible that even he did not want to come out into this world, okay? He was very, very late, to the point where I had to be induced. And if you didn't know, being induced is typically a 2-step procedure, sometimes 3. I had to get all 3. None of them were fun, okay? The first procedure that they do is they stick a little, like a water ball in there to kind of stretch your cervix to make it do what it's supposed to do, make you go into labor. And, you know, I started to go into labor. And my Baux, he put a quick stop to that. He said, no, I'm not coming out and you can't make me. I've heard about what's going on out there on those streets and I don't want no parts. Let me know when it's 2021. So then I had to come in for my actual inducement date, and they, you know, did the next step. I forgot what the hell it was, but it wasn't fun. I think they like put me on some fluids or something to help with the, you know, to bring back the contractions. Again, worked for a hot second, a literal hot second, because he put a stop to it. He said, no, I already told you, I'm not coming out. Absolutely not. And then finally they had to break my water. And then that's what really got the ball going. And I can honestly say that birthing experience alone, heaven, just pure heaven. I had such an amazing staff to help me deliver that stubborn boy. It was reference this video if you want the full story on that, but just beautiful compared to the birth of my daughter. The birth of my daughter, don't question why I do certain things that I just do, okay? Because all of my children are birthed at the same hospital. Around the time my daughter was being born, there was a nurse who had just gotten fired for having, I don't know how else to say this other than, I'm gonna put it like this. She followed into very much a cult following of a bunch of delulus who decided to beat on their whole chest while following a complete moron. And in her nursing profession, decided to go on her Facebook and openly admit to being racist to babies of color, to not attending to them as well as she would attend to a non-baby of color. And all this information was known to me, or was made known to me, I'd say probably while I was scrolling on my phone in the middle of labor at this very same hospital. So it was a relief to know that she was at least fired and no longer working at that hospital. But I'm just like, God dang. I wonder if this nurse was also in charge of my other two babies. I had two prior to her at this very same hospital. So that wasn't fun. And then my first birthing experience with my firstborn, I had a nurse who thought it was the smart idea to show off her ring her grandma gave her because it was like a family heirloom and she had received it somewhere around the Confederacy time.
Oh my God.
Baby, what makes you think I give two whole... I don't. And then after I birthed my first son, I had two warming blankets, but I wanted another because I was freezing. Because if you don't know, once you push out a baby, it feels like someone pushed you into a commercial size freezer, buck naked, whole booty hole naked, just shivering. And I had asked the nurse a couple of times. I said, can I get another blanket? I'm freezing. Nothing. It took my mother to yell at this lady for her to give me a blanket. It was ridiculous. Like, nobody should have to sit there and damn near beg somebody to give you a blanket, especially in a hospital, knowing the circumstances and the conditions. Like, what the hell? That's why I'm super grateful and was so happy to have received the staff that I got when I birthed my son. And I think they were actually listening to me because doctors, they give you a birthing plan, what hospitals, how you want them to treat you, what are your fears, and I put that as my fear. For I don't want the same thing that happened when I birthed my daughter to happen when I birthed my son. And my doctor looked genuinely surprised. He said, whoa, what? Okay, yeah, for sure. I'm definitely gonna make sure that this does not happen again. That's absolutely horrifying. And I said, you damn right. Anywho, fast forward to now, picture it. Sicily, 2023. I'm on the phone with my sister and I randomly get a text from the husband and he just says that I should take a pregnancy test. And I tell her and we both start laughing. And I'm sitting there like, you know what? Let me shut him up. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take a pregnancy test just so I can shut him up. Now, the reason for his random text message for me to go take this pregnancy test is because he says I was extra cranky and extra moody. The reality is I was just getting tired of his shit. He was getting on my motherfucking nerves. There's only so much a person can take before they literally start to snap. And I was on that avenue. So I go on and take the test, sitting there laughing away, la la la, just like bragging to her, oh, I can't wait till this test comes up negative. I can't wait so I could shove it right in his stupid little face. Ha ha, I ain't pregnant.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie.
I don't even want to hear it. I really don't. The way my heart sunk when I saw that I was pissed, to say the very least. Like, we had just had another conversation about not having any more babies. We had just, like the last time, I decided I was good. I was for sure and definite. I didn't want any more effing children. In the process of contacting my OBGYN yet again, so I can make sure. Why is the universe always laughing at me, bro? Can't I just be happy? I'm tired of being a vessel. I've never tried this before, and I'm pretty sure I grabbed the wrong shade. Who gonna notice, boo? Nobody but me. But like I was saying, we had already had this conversation of like not adding on to the roster. Like, you know, we are so good. Why add more when we don't need to? And here we are today. So you can imagine, not even a surprise, like level of upset. The precautions we were taking to try and prevent weren't the greatest, okay? I was in my 16 and pregnant ignorance is bliss life, okay? Not the smartest. Not the smartest. But for whatever reason, the pregnancy to me is still much a mystery and a surprise. More so surprise, but still a mystery. Now, here's why I think he had it all planned out, okay? I think specifically he had this planned out for a minute because one, the particular night I think is the night of conception was just made, okay? I don't remember this deal with the devil, but this is how he states it. Not calling my husband the devil. What am I looking for? What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Looking for blush. So he swears up and down that we had a conversation, that him and I had a conversation about conceiving at least one more child, having one more baby. I find this conversation very hard to believe. One, because he said we had it when I was completely poop-faced. He says we had it when I was stupid drunk, but he woke up that morning so very happy and was thanking me and was like, thank you so much. This means the world to me. I can't believe you finally agreed. And I'm sitting here looking at him like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, oh, you said that we're going to have one more kid. You said we're going to try. And I was like, sir, I don't remember that conversation ever happening. Okay, first off, if it did happen and I was so gone, legally, wouldn't that make that an invalid contract? I don't remember. Clearly, I was not of mind, body, let alone soul. Okay, I was with the spirits. Wasn't here. That's a conversation you should have with somebody when they are 1,000% sober. I was not sober. The wine bottles had me about the throat. And then on top of that, I can remember that night perfectly. And I do not recall having this conversation with him at all. Hand to the sky, to God, and on the Bible. Don't remember having such a conversation. But he swears up and down, yep, we had this conversation. And I'm sitting here asking him, was it in a dream? Did you just have a really vivid dream and you think this conversation happened? Because I'm almost certain it didn't. But here he is again, swearing up and down. No, babe. No, love, no, sweetness. We had this conversation. Fast forward to the conversation with my sister and the positive yes sign on that stupid mother-loving test. Oh my God, I hate that test so much. I would sew if I could. To this day, I'm still very confused on this conversation he says that we allegedly had. Because I know I was sauced, okay? But I was not lost. And even then, 2 weeks, literally 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half after having that conversation, I take a test and boom, it's positive. Either he's got some really strong pre-swimmers or I was manipulated. One of the two.
Trying to confuse me, and you can't sit here and try to confuse me because I'm an old man. You trying to manipulate me. You ain't gonna sit here and manipulate me because I can't be manipulated.
I'm really hoping it was the first one. That combined with me being really fertile, I mean, well, even then, only the Lord, Mary, and Jesus knows how it happened because I surely don't. But now I am currently 4 months pregnant, a little over 4 months pregnant, and things are starting to get better. At least for me emotionally and definitely physically. Like when I tell you that pregnancy test popped up positive, I literally went through the stages of grief all day. And the next, and the next, and the next, and the next, like the literal stages of grief. Okay, here's how it went down. When that test popped up positive, I literally looked like this clip right here.
I was pregnant. Motherfucker, knock me up. Oh.
But I was like, this is too relatable. I feel attacked. So at first, I was in denial. Okay? Because ain't no way, none whatsoever, in all of hell, in our great Lord of 2023, did I end up pregnant. Nope. Impossible. Not me. couldn't be me. Then I went straight to anger. Straight to anger. This motherfucker set me up. It's the only explanation. This mother set me up. Because how the f am I supposed to be in my Libra Jolie era and pregnant at the same time?
What the fuck I look like letting a broke bitch play with me?
Was he sensing my greatness and wanting and wishing for my downfall? I do not understand. If my words are very clear and we both speak the same language, maybe not perfectly, but we understand each other, how the fuck did this happen? Am I Steven? Because it's not clicking. I'm so tired of the universe laughing in my face. I swear I am. I swear I am. Then I found myself in a bargaining stage, right? I was like, okay, well, hear me out. Hear me out. What if it's a girl? What if it's a girl? You know? You got your 3 boys and you got your daughter that you've always wanted. You love her, mini best friend. What if this is a sign and this is your last child and your last child was meant to be a girl? Abso-mother-lovin'-lutely. You know, then that's something I could find myself starting to be a little bit happier with, you know? Things I can start coping with. That was until I got the test blood results back that was not gonna happen. And then I fell into depression. I'm not gonna lie to you. I fell into a deep depression. Like I didn't want nothing to do with nobody and nobody to do with me. I wanted to be left alone. I didn't want to brush my teeth. I didn't want to take a shower or a bath or a whole bath or a wash up, you name it. Didn't want to do it. I didn't want to function. I didn't want to work. I had 4 meltdowns that day I got the blood test results back that the baby was a boy. So now, not only is my bargaining chip not even real or usable, I was already not wanting to get pregnant and have another child again. That decision was made. It was cemented in my mind, no more baby. And I felt like the one thing that was gonna make this even feel or seem remotely okay is if I was carrying another girl. Then it would be somewhat tolerable. It may sound selfish, it may sound crazy, it may sound delulu, but to me, it made me feel better about the situation. I'm tired of this house being ran by boys. I love them. Don't get me wrong, I really, really do. I just wanted another girl. Last but not least, I've met, hold on, let me do this liner. I'll be right back. Took a minute, sorry. But on to my last stage, which is acceptance. I have finally gotten to that stage, slowly but surely, that, well, I'll just say it like this. I've always been a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. So there's either a lesson that I still need to learn that I haven't quite grasped yet. I mean, my head, she's a little thick sometimes, okay? It's a little difficult to get some message in there sometimes. I'm finding myself trying to find the betterment of the situation, of really any situation, specifically this one. Okay, let's try and stay on topic. I'm trying to find a rhyme and a reason because it has to be, right? It just has to make sense to me, or else what the f is the point? And just because I haven't found it yet doesn't mean that it's not there. I'm trying to take this misery that I am constantly feeling, because for me, it's an everyday battle. Even now, I'm real close to approaching the 5-month mark, and it still hasn't fully registered to me that I am pregnant, because it was so cemented in my head that I'm not having any more damn kids. I'm happy that the husband is happy that we're having another kid. You know, the universe worked in his favor and not mine. I'm a little jealous. But at the end of it, it is what it is. It's just this mental hurdle that I have to learn to get over. And I'll get there at some point. At some point. Right now, even this morning, I look at my belly and I'm like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. And I'm 1,000% positive that this disassociation of the pregnancy is solely based on the cemented fact in my head that I told myself I wasn't gonna have any more kids. But now that that's not a thing, and that I am pregnant, it's just a matter of what else am I supposed to do. I know that I'm not gonna have any like bitter or harsh or hold any resentment towards the baby. It just feels like more of a hurdle with this pregnancy to get over than it was when I found out I was pregnant with my last son, my last born. But you know, one step one day at a time, and we will get there at some point. Oop, I got a lot of little swoop. I didn't even do that. I should get a curling iron and swoop this one too. Anywho, that's going to conclude this video. Sorry for the horrible lighting. I can't leave my desk. Doing this video, it takes a lot longer than doing the Cedric series that we're currently in the middle of doing right now. I'm going to finish that, or not finish it, but I'm going to make another video or two when I get off of work. So I'm going to need this to stay. Add the spray and frequently powder throughout the day. Anywho, that's going to conclude my little rant, I guess, story explanation to you all of why I am miserable, and why I am pregnant, and why I am pregnant, and why I am miserable. But I'm working on it. If you like this video, go ahead and let me know you like this video by hitting that like button. If you're new around these parts, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join this beautiful ass gang, because who wouldn't want to be a beautiful ass person? Make sure you hit that notification bell, because I just be posting whatever, and I just explained to you why. That's the reason for all the inconsistencies. Normally I post 2 times a week. Not lately. Anywho, don't forget to follow my socials, and I will catch your beautiful ass next time. Bye.
Graduate, I was overdue. Think about it, I can barely move. I'm gonna bust a move. Red James, 33 chains,